Hi, I'm Celine from Oregon. Please like and subscribe. My parents had me right after high school, by accident. But my dad told my mom that he loved her more than anything and was excited to start a family with her. I was born with mom's lovely red hair and green eyes.
Aw, honey, she's beautiful. Just like you. My perfect little family.
But things started going downhill really soon. Mom stayed with me at home, and Dad just wasn't earning enough to afford everything we needed. And that made them fight a lot. Once when I was 5, Dad and I went to go buy some burger buns from the supermarket, and he started ripping open each package, taking one out, and tossing it aside.
Sir? What are you doing? All these packets have 4 buns, and I'm a family of 3. What about people like me, huh? Why should we pay for the extra bun? So I'm taking one out, 'cause I only want 3 buns. I'm sorry, but you can't do that, sir. Oh, yes, I can. You can't make me pay for something I don't want.
Dad flung it at the storekeeper's face and started running away. He was caught by security guards, and he punched one of them and spent the night in jail. And when he got back home, he packed up his bags to leave.
I love you, Celine, but this is just too much responsibility for me. I can't handle it. Goodbye, darling.
And just like that, he was gone. We had to leave our house and move into a trailer. Mom had to work for the first time ever, and she wasn't very good at it. She did odd jobs like cleaning and waitressing and got fired often, and she'd spend the next few days crying on the couch. It's okay, Mommy. Not everyone can be a good waitress. Pouring coffee is hard. I know, right? I really tried, but my manager said he wanted to give me an award for the worst waitress ever. This is your dad's fault. Growing up, I realized Mom was never gonna be a responsible adult. The only thing she took good care of was her skin. She'd mix some ingredients in her lotion and put it over herself daily. And on me too. She said looks were the most important thing for a girl. But I really wanted to excel at school and have a better life than Mom. In 10th grade, I also got a job as a dog walker for some rich people. But I told Mom only half of my salary so I could save the rest. One day while I was going to work, I saw a dog barking loudly as a man was forcing it to go with him. Wait, I knew that dog. Hey, you thief! Let him go right now!
Buzz off. It's my dog.
No, it's not. Timmy, come here, boy. The dog tried running towards me, but the man wouldn't let go. I grabbed a rock from the ground and threw it at him, and he yelled as he ran away. I immediately took the dog to its owner, a rich old lady named Mrs. Grant, who was already looking for him frantically, and I told her everything. Oh, how can I thank you? Come in, child. I'd like to get to know you. After asking me many questions, she said something really surprising. She wanted to send me to a great private school, all expenses covered. What? This was an offer I just couldn't refuse. But Mom didn't seem very excited. She should have just given you the cash for finding her dumb dog. You already go to school. I was too happy to argue with her. Going to a good school meant great opportunities for college. Mrs. Grant had me enrolled a week later, and I was so nervous as I walked into the building. Luckily, the school had a uniform, so no one would see my own worn-out clothes. But I noticed several people looking at me, and I had no idea why. Later that day in the cafeteria, a girl from my class waved at me. Celine, right? Come and join us. And I gotta say, girl, you are gorgeous. Yeah, your skin's flawless. I wasn't expecting such a nice welcome. The girl who'd waved me over was Jasmine, and she seemed really interested in me. So, tell me, Celine, where do you live? I was about to say in a trailer, but something made me stop. I just knew these girls wouldn't see me the same if I had said that. Oh, Cherry Tree Hill? OMG, that's such a posh neighborhood. What's your address? 251, Street 20. That street has the biggest mansions. That was Mrs. Grant's address, and I'd said it before I could stop myself. Now, I'd have to live with this stupid lie, but at least the girls looked impressed. A week later, we were in the library when Jasmine suddenly elbowed me. What do you think about Aiden, the football captain? I don't even know who that is. It's that guy in front of you, dummy, who can't take his eyes off of you. I looked up to see a really cute boy, and he did seem to be looking my way. I ignored Jasmine, but some moments later, a paper plane landed on my desk. I can read your mind, and yes, I'll go out with you. I burst out laughing at the cheesy line. Aiden took that as a sign to come over, and he seemed to be really nice. We started hanging out often, and soon enough, he asked me out. Life at school was going great. I was doing well in classes, I had friends, and a hot boyfriend. But one day, Jasmine and her friends were making plans for the mall when suddenly someone behind us spoke. "Hey, can I come too?" I turned around to see a girl with stained clothes and knotted hair. Ugh, go away, Miranda. Celine, this is the school loser who can't afford clean clothes. She can come with us if she wants to. Really? Excuse me? No, you can't. You're not sitting in my car. Just leave, Miranda. Her face turned red, and I felt really bad as she walked away. But later that day, I was just coming out of the bathroom when I bumped straight into someone. Miranda! Hey, sorry about that. You seemed nice earlier, and I wanted to be your friend. Most people aren't nice to me because of the way that I am. It's okay, Miranda. You don't have to be embarrassed around me. Can you keep a secret? Of course, anything. I'm poor just like you, so I know what you're going through. You're poor? Shh, yes. And yeah, we can be friends. Meet me outside school later. I ditched Jasmine and her gang and took Miranda home. On the way, we walked past Mrs. Grant's house, and I explained that she was paying for my school. When we got to the trailer, I gave her some clean clothes to change into, and then we had lunch together. I would have never guessed you lived here, Celine. Yeah, we don't have much, but I try to take care of myself. No reason your life has to suck just because you're poor. Soon after, Miranda thanked me for everything and left. But half an hour later, I got a call from Mrs. Grant, and she asked me to come over immediately. And when I got there, I was shocked to find a furious Mrs. Grant next to Miranda? What are you doing here?
Is this homeless person a friend of yours, Celine? I found her in our backyard with Timmy. If I hadn't caught her, she probably would have stolen him.
You told me about Timmy, and I just...
Told her what? Why are you showing strangers the way to my house, Celine? Did I make a mistake in trusting you?
No, of course not, Mrs. Grant. Believe me, Miranda is completely harmless. I'm so sorry. It won't happen again. I took Miranda outside and then turned to her angrily. Are you insane? Why were you here? I just wanted to see Timmy because I like dogs. That's all. But you can't just walk into someone's house. I work for that lady, and she's the reason I go to a good school. She could easily take it all away from me, thanks to you. Miranda looked upset and ran off, and I didn't stop her. Gosh, she was crazy. Maybe I'd made a mistake letting her into my life. The next day at school, I just wanted to avoid her. But later, as I was sitting with my friends on the bleachers, Miranda suddenly appeared and sat next to me. Listen, Celine, I'm really sorry about yesterday.
What happened yesterday, garbage girl? Celine, what's she talking about?
Oh my God, was Miranda about to give away all my secrets?
How would I know? She's a total nutcase.
No, wait, I know you're mad at me, but aren't we friends? You said,
in your dreams, weirdo.
I got up to leave, but suddenly Miranda took my arm. And without really thinking, I threw my glass of juice at her face. She stood there stunned. But just then, Jasmine and the rest stared at her. Your clothes looked cleaner today. Now you look like your usual self again. Miranda burst into tears and ran off. And I felt horrible. What had I just done? I looked for Miranda everywhere the next day, but I couldn't find her. As I was walking down the hallway, I suddenly spotted Aiden clearing out his locker. Hey, Aiden, is everything okay?
No, nothing is okay. You bullied my sister.
Wait, who? Miranda? She's your sister?
Yeah, and I know she's a mess, but I'm supposed to take care of her. I just didn't know I had to protect her from you.
Aiden, please tell me where she is so I can apologize.
She's refused to ever come back to the school because of jerks like you, and I'll be transferring wherever she goes. And I can't even look at you, Celine.
As I watched him leave, I'd never felt worse in my life. Miranda had just wanted to be my friend, and I'd become a bully because I was afraid people would find out I was poor. The next day at school, Jasmine caught up with me in the corridor. Celine, did you know Aiden and Miranda were siblings? I just found out, and they both left. What happened? What happened is that we bullied that poor girl, and she doesn't want to be here anymore, and neither does Aiden. Oh, come on, we were just having fun. And who would have thought Aiden is poor too?
He sure did a good job of hiding it. Well, I'm glad those broke losers are gone.
And suddenly, I just lost it. You want to know something, Jasmine? I'm poor too. Yeah, There's no fancy mansion. I live in a small trailer.
Ew! A trailer?
Yeah, and I don't know why I let anyone make me feel ashamed of it. If you only treat people with respect based on how rich they are, I don't want anything to do with you.
As if I want anything to do with you now, trailer girl.
I just pushed her aside and walked off. Telling the truth was actually a relief. I lost my friends in a day, but I didn't care. I begged the principal to give me Miranda's address so I could go see her. But when I got there, I was shocked. This wasn't some poor person's house. I rang the bell, and the person who answered the door said that the previous family had put the house on sale and moved to another city. I walked away feeling low and confused. Why was Miranda like that if she wasn't poor? For the next few months, I just kept my head down and focused on studying. But one day, I was sitting in the classroom when I heard Jasmine making fun of another girl.
What's wrong with your skin, girl?
It's peeling off like snakes. I've tried everything. I don't know why it's happening. Hey, try this. It's awesome. I use it all the time. And with that, I took out a bottle of Mom's lotion mixture I always had with me.
Ew, don't. Who knows what kind of products poor people use?
Shut up, Jasmine. I'll try it. Celine's skin is amazing. And just a week later, the girl reported that her skin had never been better. After that, everyone wanted to try the lotion, and they were willing to pay for it. I told Mom, and it got her excited too. With the savings I had, I bought all the stuff we needed, and soon we were making good money just by selling the lotion to girls in my school. Eventually, I set up a website and started selling it online, and it was such a hit. By the time I graduated high school, we were making enough to move out of the trailer and into an apartment. I got into university in another city, but I kept my business running with Mom and a few employees. But sometime later, I started getting complaints from customers that their orders weren't getting delivered. I went back home that weekend to see what was going on, and I found the apartment in a huge mess, and Mom was snoring on the couch. Mom, how can you live like this? This place looks like a garbage dump, and I'm getting so many complaints about orders.
Can you please relax?
So what if some orders are delayed? I was tired this week, and I'll clean the mess. No, you won't. When have you ever done that before? All our lives, I've been cleaning up your mess, and I'm done. You're on your own, and I'll handle the business too.
You're cutting me out of it? It's my product.
But it's my money and hard work. Don't worry, I'll keep sending you your share. I just won't be coming back to live with you. And I left. I graduated university with honors, and my company kept growing. I was living the life I'd always wanted, but something kept bothering me all this time. I really wanted to meet Miranda. I hired a private investigator to track her down, and finally I found out where she lived. When I arrived at her doorstep, Miranda opened the door, but I barely recognized her. She looked so much better now. Celine, is that really you? Yeah, it's me. Can I please come in? We started talking, and I told her how I'd been wanting to apologize for years. I'm so sorry about what I did, Miranda. The day after you left, I told everyone the truth about me. I didn't want to be some fake person anymore. I get why you were mad at me. You were trying to make a better life, and I was just good at messing everything up. I wasn't poor like everyone thought, Celine. My mom had passed away, and I was just having a really hard time dealing with it. But you helped me realize too that I had to get my act together, and I got help. We hugged it out, and I felt a weight lifted off me. I knew Miranda would be okay. As I was leaving, suddenly someone called out,
Celine, wait.
I turned around to see Aiden.
I heard everything you said to Miranda. Thank you. I could tell you meant it.
Every word.
So, how long are you in town for?
I'm leaving tomorrow.
Maybe we could catch up over dinner?
I think I'd really like that.
I remember the first time I saw her as though it was yesterday. It was a Saturday afternoon, and I was skating at our local ice rink, as I did every Saturday. My passion was ice skating. I'd been skating since I was 5 years old, and I loved it. As I zipped around performing twists and turns like a pro, I suddenly noticed a girl stepping onto the ice. I stopped at the side and watched her as she glided around on the ice. I'd never seen anyone so beautiful in all of my life. To say she took my breath away was an understatement. I knew there and then that she was the girl for me. It was literally love at first sight. Do you find that a bit surprising? Well, that's nothing compared to what you'll see at the end of this video. As she came around the corner on the ice and was headed towards me, I gave her a beaming smile. Nice skating, you're really good.
Thank you.
I was hoping that she would stop and have a chat with me, but instead she just skated off in the opposite direction. I tried to catch her eye for the rest of the session, but she was either oblivious to me or playing hard to get. I couldn't work out which it was. When the attendant announced that it was time to leave the rink, I followed her outside. Hey, do you fancy getting a hot chocolate or something?
Oh, sorry. No, I have to go.
I tried to hide my disappointment. Okay, maybe another time. I watched as she walked off down the street. What if I never see her again? I couldn't believe that I had met the girl of my dreams and I hadn't even gotten her name, never mind her number. I could have kicked myself. All I could hope was she might be at the ice rink again the following weekend. But unfortunately, she wasn't there. I felt so miserable that I felt sick inside. For the first time in years, I didn't enjoy my afternoon skating. As I walked home from the rink, I began to think of a plan. Somehow, I had to find out who the mystery girl was. I just had some weird feeling inside that we were meant to be together. Call it a sixth sense or something, I don't know, but I was determined not to let this chance slip away from me. So as soon as I got home, I started calling around all of my friends, trying to find out who she was. After hitting blank wall after blank wall, I finally called my friend Neil.
Hi Chris, how's it going? What can I do for you?
I told Neil all about the girl I had seen, what she looked like, and that she was an amazing skater.
Yeah, I know her. Her name is Maddie. She's a friend of my cousin.
Seriously? Are you sure?
Yes, it's definitely her.
Oh my gosh, you have to introduce me to her.
Okay, calm down. Look, my cousin is having her birthday next Friday. I'm sure Maddie will be there. You can come if you want.
Thanks, I'll definitely come. Friday came and I spent hours deciding what to wear. I wanted to make sure I looked my best. I looked at myself in the mirror and smiled at my reflection. There's no way she'll be able to resist you. I went to Neil's house first and then we went together to the party. As soon as I walked into the room, I saw her. She was standing, chatting with a group of girls. Look, Neil, that's her over there.
Well, what are you waiting for then?
Wish me luck. I headed over to the group of girls and introduced myself. Hi, I'm Chris. Say, didn't I see you at the ice rink last week?
Oh, yeah, probably.
You're a pretty good skater.
Thank you.
We should go skating together sometime.
Oh, I don't know.
Come on, it'll be fun.
Yeah, well, I'll think about it. Anyway, we're just gonna go get a drink. See you around.
I was almost bursting with happiness as I went and found Neil. She said she'll think about it. That sounds promising, doesn't it?
I guess so. But you'll probably have to impress her a bit more if you want her to say yes.
I thought about what Neil had said and realized that he was probably right. Girls like Maddie weren't easy to get. You had to put in the hard work for them to notice you. So I spent the rest of the evening chatting to her at every opportunity. At first, she acted a little cool towards me, but by the end of the night, she was laughing at my silly jokes and seemed like she was enjoying my company. So what do you say then? Shall we go ice skating next Saturday?
Oh, I don't know. I'd better check my diary first.
Come on, you know you'll have fun. You do love skating, don't you?
Okay, I guess we could go skating together.
I felt like jumping up and down and screaming out loud to everyone that Maddie had agreed to go on a date with me. But instead, I kept my excitement inside and played it cool. Great, meet you there at 2 o'clock.
Sure.
I could hardly wait for the following Saturday. The rest of the week seemed to drag by, but eventually Saturday came and I took my skates and went to the ice rink. When I got there, she was nowhere to be seen. I started skating around the rink. What if she doesn't turn up? But then I saw her walking into the rink. She gave me a smile and waved. Yes, she's here. She came onto the rink and skated over to me.
Hi, Chris.
Hi, Maddie. Come on, let's skate. I grabbed hold of Maddie's hand and we started skating around the rink together. Now, you might think this sounds corny, but it was honestly as though we were made for each other. We skated around without missing a step. You know, we are really good together. We should enter some competitions.
I know, we just seem to click together, don't we?
So, shall we do it? Maddie thought for a few seconds before finally replying.
Why not? What do we got to lose?
It's a deal then. But I didn't just want Maddie as a skating partner. I wanted her as a girlfriend. I knew that if I wasn't careful, I could soon end up in the friend zone. Would you like to go watch a movie tomorrow?
Yeah, that sounds like fun.
Okay, great. Maybe we can get a pizza or something afterwards too.
Sure, sounds good.
And that's how it all began. Before long, I was seeing Maddie almost every day. I was madly in love with her, and I was pretty sure she felt the same way about me. All of our friends commented on how well suited we were. I was so happy. I had the girl of my dreams. She was all I had ever hoped for. It was a few weeks after we started dating really seriously that I brought up the subject of us competing together again. So seriously, what do you think? We are so good together. I'm sure we would do well in competitions.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea. And that way we can spend all of our time together. When we're not entering competitions, we'll be practicing at the ice rink. It sounds good to me.
So from that moment on, we started entering every competition we could. And you won't believe it, but we won everything. We started off with just local competitions, but then eventually we started going national. It was amazing. We were brilliant together. I thought nothing could ever go wrong. But unfortunately, it did. It was a few days before the biggest ice skating partner tournament in the world when I suddenly began to feel sick. I can't believe it. I feel terrible. There's no way I'll be able to compete.
Don't worry, I have something that will help you.
What is it?
Here, just take this pill and it'll make you feel better.
So I took the pill, and surprisingly, it did begin to feel better. You were right. I think I'll be able to compete now. So we entered the competition, and even though I still didn't feel 100%, I managed to perform. I'll admit, it wasn't my best performance, but miraculously, the other competitors performed worse than me. So by default, Maddie and I still won. We managed to win a lot of money from taking part in all of those competitions, and I should have been happy. But something was playing on my mind. I hadn't been doing very well in school, and I had a big exam coming up that I was pretty worried about. Maddie, I just don't know how I'm going to get through the test. I haven't had any time to study. I just know I'm going to fail.
You're worrying too much. I'm sure you'll be fine. Just try not to overthink it.
I guess you're right. But the night before the test, I started getting really anxious. That's when I saw the bottle of pills on my bedside table. What if one of Maddie's pills will help? It made me feel better last time I took one. Maybe it'll help now. I decided that I would take a pill. The next day, I took the test. I couldn't believe it when the teacher told the class the results.
Congratulations to Chris, the highest mark in the class. 100% correct.
I looked at the teacher in amazement. How did I manage that? Could it really have been the pill? After that, I started taking the pills whenever I had a competition or any kind of test. Each and every time, it helped. I can't believe it. This pill really makes me invincible. I started relying on the pills until I got to the stage where I thought I could do anything if I had taken a pill. That's when I saw the competition in our local newspaper. They were asking people to compete by performing a major stunt, and the winner would get $1 million. I'm going to enter, Maddie.
But what stunt can you do?
I don't know, but I'll think of something. Maybe I could ride a motorbike through a burning fire ring or something.
But that's crazy. You can't do that.
I can if I take a pill. Maddie looked at me in confusion.
What are you talking about? What pill?
Do you remember the pill that you gave me when I was feeling sick before our competition?
Yes?
Well, I kept the bottle and I've been taking the pills before every competition or test. They've made me invincible. I can do anything and I'll never fail.
But Chris, that isn't true.
Of course it is. How else can you explain how I did so well? I was so sick before our ice skating competition and we still managed to win.
Oh dear. There's something I have to tell you.
What?
That pill I gave you? It was just a placebo. It didn't have anything in it to make you invincible. I just thought that if you were convinced that the pill would make you better, then you would feel better.
So how did I manage to do so well?
It wasn't that you did so well, it was that our competitors did so badly.
That's impossible.
No, it isn't. You see, I snuck into the changing rooms before the competition and rubbed sandpaper over the blades of our competitors' skates. Because their blades were so blunt, they couldn't skate well. That's the reason we won.
Okay, but how do you explain how I managed to get 100% in my exam? I did that all by myself.
No, Chris, you didn't.
What do you mean?
That was me as well.
But how?
I hacked into the school computer and I changed all of your answers to the correct answers.
I was in absolute shock. I couldn't believe what she was telling me. What about the other competitions? We won everything.
Each time, I managed to find a way to rig it so that we were the winners.
So it really wasn't anything to do with the pill? It didn't make me invincible?
No.
How could you do this? I don't want to win competitions and ace on tests through cheating. You really have no idea what kind of a person I am, do you?
Please don't say that, Chris. I only did it to make you happy.
Well, you haven't made me happy. In fact, you've made me really angry.
I'm sorry. Please, forgive me.
I'm sorry, Maddie. It's over.
No!
I don't want anything more to do with you. You're not the girl I thought you were. I realized then that I'd been blinded by love. I hadn't really found out what kind of a girl Maddie was. I had just been swayed by how beautiful she was. But now I realized that it wasn't beauty that mattered. The important thing was a person's character. and Maddie had just shown me that she didn't have a very nice character at all. I decided that I was going to throw the bottle of pills away. I didn't need some pill to make me invincible. If I want to win and do well with my life, then I will do it through my own hard work.